Hello, and welcome to a presentation on managing an honors program with Canvas and Portfolium. My name is Stephen Edwards, and I'm the Honors Director at Delgado Community College in New Orleans, Louisiana. Portfolios have been in existence for hundreds of years, and especially in the third set of this definition, a set of pieces of creative work collected by someone to display their skills, especially to a potential employer. They've been used in education for years, and now they're moving into the digital age. With e-portfolios. E-portfolios are the latest addition to the American Association of College and Universities list of high-impact educational practices, and higher education has developed a range of ways to implement them for teaching and learning, programmatic assessment, and career development. E-portfolios enable students to electronically collect their work over time, reflect upon their personal and academic growth, and then share selected items with others, such as professors, advisors, and potential employers. Because collection over time is a key element of the e-portfolio process, employing e-portfolios in collaboration with other high-impact practices provides opportunities for students to make connections between various educational experiences. The AAC and U high-impact practices are practices that research has shown to be effective in higher education. They include first-year seminars and experiences, common intellectual experiences, learning communities, writing-intensive courses, collaborative assignments and projects, undergraduate research, diversity and global learning, service learning, community-based learning, internships, capstone courses and projects, and finally, e-portfolios, the most recent addition. E-portfolios are almost a kind of meta high-impact practice because they allow students to connect all of these other practices. This screen shows the three main sources for the first part of my presentation. George Koo's 2008 high-impact educational practices was the first big description of this. Next, the Connect to Learning project was the research behind e-portfolios, and a lot of this is presented in Brett Enon and Laura Gambino's high-impact e-portfolio practice. Student e-portfolios are web-based, student-generated collections of learning artifacts, papers, multimedia projects, speeches, images, etc., and related reflections focused on learning and growth. E-portfolio practice builds over time and across boundaries, linking courses and disciplines, co-curricular and life experiences. E-portfolio's digital qualities, the e-portfolio platform and its features can facilitate the linking process and help make student learning visible. The Catalyst for Learning has three value propositions about e-portfolio. E-portfolio practice, done well, advances student success. At a growing number of campuses with sustained e-portfolio initiatives, student e-portfolio usage correlates with higher levels of student success as measured by pass rates, grade point average, and retention. Proposition 2, e-portfolio practice, done well, makes student learning visible and supports reflection, integration, and deep learning, helping students reflect on and connect their learning across academic and co-curricular experiences. Sophisticated e-portfolio practices transform the learning experience. Advancing higher order thinking and integrative learning, the connective e-portfolio helps students construct purposeful identities as learners. And finally, proposition 3, e-portfolio practice, done well, catalyzes learning-centered institutional change. Focusing attention on student learning and prompting connection and cooperation across departments and divisions, ePortfolio initiatives can catalyze campus culture and structural change, helping colleges and universities develop as learning organizations. As you can see from this mandala, the Catalyst framework is very ambitious. In fact, it promises institutional transformation. We're out to change the world here. At the moment, I'd like to focus on the design principles that are on the outside of the wheel: inquiry, reflection, and integration, and focus especially on reflection, which is a large part of our honors program at Delgado Community College. John Dewey saw experience and reflection as the essential elements of learning. Reflection is a meaning-making process that moves a learner from one experience into the next with a deeper understanding of its relationship with and connections to other experiences and ideas. It is the thread that makes continuity of learning possible. Many people think of reflection as vague and unstructured musing. Dewey argues that reflection is a systematic, rigorous, disciplined way of thinking with its roots in scientific inquiry. Carol Rogers, whose re-examination of Dewey's work formed the basis of much of the Connect Learn project, lays out Dewey's structure for an ideal reflective process, moving from experience to descriptions, then analysis, and finally, application of insight to the development of new experimental actions. Our most familiar image of reflection is individual and solitary, a kind of meditation. But Dewey suggests that meaningful reflection often happens in community, in conversation, and in interaction with others. Critical and creative thinking, as opposed to mere cognition, are always socially constructed acts. Critical thinking is thinking to a standard of a social standard. Creative thinking is innovation that is of value, and some socially constructed group has to determine what is that value. And finally, reflection is not only cognitive, but also affective, involving attitudes such as openness, curiosity, and readiness to reconsider long-held ideas about oneself and the world. Here are some tips for designing effective reflection activities and prompts. Think about what you want learners to gain from reflection and how that relates to your course and program goals. Design your assignments and prompts with that in mind. Using language that learners understand, design assignments and scaffold prompts to focus on key issues and help them build reflective skills. Make reflection a regular part of the course or program, but don't overwhelm learners with reflection every day or week. Be judicious. Use reflection before, during, or after an activity. Planning forward is an important type of reflection. Have learners reflect on different types of activities, assignments, experiential activities, and so on. Reflection is about connection. Use it to help learners see the relationship of the course and program to the rest of their lives. And finally, learners want to know that someone is paying attention. Instructors, advisors, classmates, or peer mentors. Make sure they get feedback that validates what they've done and encourages growing sophistication. One of the things we've done with our ePortfolio program moving forward into next year is creating contests to reward the best ePortfolio, which again is a kind of attention, a kind of reward. One final note, our program values authentic assessment, which is a form of assessment in which students are asked to perform real-world tasks that demonstrate meaningful application of essential knowledge and skills. e-portfolios are ideal tools for students to take these real-world tasks and document them and share them. At Delgado, we have used the tools of our learning management system, Canvas and Portfolium. We have a Canvas course site that enrolls all honors students, faculty, and advisors. It is an ongoing course. It continues from semester to semester. It facilitates community and communication within the program, both formal, we use it for the Faculty Honors Council and for the Student Honors Council, and for informal social discussions and other exchanges. Portfolium is an e-portfolio system that is installed and accessed from within Canvas that allows students, along with faculty and advisors, to document and share their learning in the honors program. Here is the course page for the honors program course site, and you'll see down on the left toward the middle where it says folio, and if I click on my name here, it takes me to my portfolio. And this gives you some idea of what kinds of things can be collected here. It says add a resume, an introduction, clubs, affiliations, programs, accomplishments. This is a little bit like a combination of Facebook, LinkedIn, an e-portfolio, and a website. You'll see up at the top right of the screen a button that says New Project. And if you click that, you're taken to the pages that allow students and faculty to build out their portfolio. Projects can include uploaded files in almost every format, can include links and embedded links, and even pull things from Google Drive and Dropbox. So pretty much anything which you can think of, you can include as part of your projects. And this is pretty much unlimited in terms of size. So you can really make a very media-rich presentation. One of the reasons this is important at Delgado is that there is no specified honors curriculum. There are no individual courses that students have to take. They need to take 5 3-credit courses. And depending on when they start and what their major is and how they go, they will follow a flexible pathway to honors. They'll take 1 or 2 classes each semester. They might take English and math their first year, or they might, if they've already had that material, they might take general education courses. Their second year, they would take English or math as needed, general education courses, and some students would be able to use a capstone course in their major as their final honors course. Another way of visualizing this is in this flow chart. Students apply to the program and then enroll in their first honors course, which generates a project and a reflection, a second honors course culminating in a project and a reflection. At the end of each academic year, they're asked to do a reflection on their participation and progress in the program, and so on for a 3rd, 4th, and 5th course and project. Finally, there is an exit reflection upon what the program has meant to them. This is another way of seeing the same thing. This is the set of deliverables designed as assignments within Canvas. So the student uploads the essays they wrote as part of their application as in a text box or a file. Then they upload the final project as a URL linking to their portfolio for the 5 courses. Again, they upload text or a file for their midpoint reflection and exit reflection. These are set up to be graded as complete or incomplete. So as I see the work, I can mark it, and that documents their progress so I can see their progress through the curriculum. This is also available to faculty advisors so they can see the progress that students are making within the honors program. This is actually focused on some relatively technical items, but I think it's important to keep in mind that even when we're using these technical items, we can speak to the door so the wall can hear us. I'll use a Sufi expression. If you want to build a ship, don't drum up people to collect wood and don't assign them tasks and work, but rather teach them to long for the endless immensity of the sea. I'll leave you my contact information here. And I'm sure that this will be associated with the presentation if you wish to get in touch with me and ask me any questions. My email is here, and the Delgado Honors webpage as well. I'm going to stop sharing, I hope, and return to this so you can actually see my live face. And I will thank you for your attention and your time. And as I said, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.